Hello people YouTube, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another tutorial type video. This video here, wait till we go back to main screen, I was just deleting the kind of test element. What we're going to be doing today is building a better practice range. Now one of my subscribers, I think it was Rattlehead85, I actually made a comment if I could make a better uh, chipping and driving area. And then I thought about it, and I have done a video. It's in my private list on YouTube, and I was going to publish it, and I kind of looked at it and said, no, I'm not happy with that. So I've been thinking about it the last couple of days, and I've actually come up with some fantastic ideas. So what we're going to do today is, as it says in the title, building a better practice test range. So that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it as loading up. Hopefully we don't get a blue screen. I've had a couple of blue screens of late. It's just one of those things. It has been cropping up, shall we say. So this is a step-by-step video. I'm going to walk through absolutely everything, and it really is easy to do. It really is so easy to do. So let's delete this. Now you can call it whatever you want yourself. I'm going to call it a test range because that really is potentially what it is. So I'm going to call it test range. Theme. Now you don't have to pick my theme. You can actually go with a completely different theme. Oh, you might have to excuse me. I might cough a couple of times. I've still got this cold. I'm probably actually going to go with a harvest. Why, I don't know. I'm going to pop that in. Right, let's go. Oh, right, it's loading in. Let's pick the terrain. Now, I'm just going to put loads of trees in. I'm going to take the rocks away because I think rocks are quite annoying. But you can leave the rocks in, it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to leave everything else as it is. So here we go. Apply. Now we go back. Layout. Now, I'm going to take this stuff. I'm trying to think. Got to think. Because I'm going to be using. I'm going to take the fairway width away because we're not really doing holes. I'm going to take the fairway bunkers away. And we take the green bunkers away. Because basically we can customise all of that. So that's out your course layout. Just keep the green size 20. Right, let's apply. Because we're not really going to be using this in terms of like playing a course. So let's go back. Right, let's continue. And it's going to generate the initial course or the initial layout. So here we go. So what we're going to do here is, if you go into Sculpt Land, which is the third one down, now you see there's a thing called Measure. Click that and it brings up this little cursor element. So you could build this here in the middle, but I usually go to the edge and maybe come in and maybe just go a bit here, and then just draw a line. And you can even go right along to this side. Maybe zoom up. Just make sure it doesn't need to be square, but you know, as long as it's kind of levelish, right? So lay that down, and that's like a builder's plumb line type of thing. It's just something I can work off at the back. So go back, and then that's the thing used there, measure. If you look up here, landscape flatten, select that, and then select the rectangle tool, which is this one here. Press the X button, and you'll see there, and it's the same idea. We press the up and down buttons in the D-pad. Basically, that makes it bigger. Down makes it smaller. What we're going to do is expand this to its full amount, which is about there. That's roughly, I think that's about 600 yards from the inside blue bit to the outside blue bit, or the portion at the top. So what we're going to try and do here is, we're just going to try and line it up. Now, you kind of got to guesstimate it a little bit, or you don't really have to, you can go here. This is probably your best angle. So I'm keeping the line at the back roughly straight. And then all I'm going to do is press the R1 raises the land, and L2 drops it back down. So ideally what we want is, you can bring it up. It's actually hard to see it there. It's 100, is that 10 foot? I'll probably actually bring it up. We'll bring it up to 30 foot. You can raise it just a little bit. Now all that does, in fact, if I did I move that ever so slightly? Let's right, there we go. So that's us raised the land. So basically all that's done is flatten that area. Right, so what we want to do now is, we want to go and make, create and add, and then create holes. Now, I've got a layout here of holes I've worked out. And don't forget, this is fully customisable. You can change the length of holes at any time. You can move greens, you can move tees, you can do anything on this. So what I've actually done, I've actually decided, before I just made holes random, but what I'm going to do is, I'm going to lay down 18 holes. And what I'm going to do is, I've got basically 14 holes at club lengths, which is lob wedge through to a driver. So that's going to be the distance of the clubs that I hit, which is the tour clubs. Now, I'll explain that later. That's probably better to explain it when I've actually done it. We're going to have one hole which is a custom hole, which will probably be the 18th hole, and that is a hole that we can customise. We can make it a par 3, we can make it a par 4, a par 5, a par 6, we can make a dog leg, we can change it. Excuse me. So we can make any hole up, and that's why I call it a custom hole. Then we're going to have 3 holes at chip and pitch distances, which I think I'm going to make 20 yards, 40 yards, 60 yards. I could make that longer. In fact, I might actually change that. I might actually put that 40, 60 and 80. That's probably a better scenario. In fact, I'm just going to change that. Just score that out. 30, 60, 80. Right, so that's the layout of the course. So 18 holes. So what we're going to do is, we're going to start off with the chip and pitch holes. Now this is the reason why I did this plumb line, because I want it to be I want it to be nice. I want it to be kind of in check. So if we go down, we can actually go in quite close and get it really precise. That little square, I don't know if you can see the actual T-peg. I mean, we really could get down. Right, we're going to go there. So press that button. That's us started the hole. That's where the T is going to be. Now we want to make this hole 60 yards. 30 yards, sorry. Now if you look at your top, it says yards to tee. I think I'm going to actually half this distance. That's the midpoint, and then this is where the green's going to be. And if you look there, 30. Lay that down. So that's hole number 1. So there you can see, I might actually change the box size. In fact, let's exit. So that's the first hole done. So we can change elements of the course. So if you go to the editor menu, which I think you can press the touchpad to get that back, I think. But we go to course settings, tee box. Now the tee box is a medium. You don't really need that size of tee box. I would actually bring that down to probably 5 yards, I think. This is a little bit tricky. I prefer it if it was more like, because it's got to really generate it a little bit. So sometimes you've got to kind of, right, so there's, did we go 5.5? Now we'll go, that's it. You've got to tap the button to get it down. So I think 5 yards is adequate for a tee box. So we'll keep the shape the same. We'll go to green settings as well, because we can actually, as you can see there, they're flat, but we're going to make them mega flat, because this is potentially going to be like a test course. We'll leave the size small. That's good enough for me. And we'll leave the rest. So we've got no bunkers. We can change the green speed and firmness. That's all stuff we can do when we do the test. So let's exit again. Let's go to create and add, and then let's create these holes here. So I kind of want to maybe, I really don't. I'm trying to think how we can. Add these elements. I'm trying to. I have sort of worked a lot of this out, but there's elements that I'm kind of. So, right, what we're going to do is create surface, because this might give us a better. Create and add. Go to create surfaces. Now this is as we can actually start building in elements to it. So heavy rough. So we need to layer that up first, because basically if you think about it, rough's at the bottom, then you go light rough. So if I put a patch at heavy rough and then I put light rough on top of that, the light rough would dominate, it would take over. If I put fairway on top of the light rough, it would cover that. And obviously bunkers and greens would cover that as well. But I think bunkers cover everything. So just keep that in mind. Now we'll go for the square. And I kind of want to keep it roughly the same size as the tee box. So that's roughly going to be it. So we go to the side here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a patch. Let's get this straight. There we go. So lay that down. That's going to give us a patch of rough. Oh no, it's not, because there's light rough. That's correct. Right, so let's actually sort that out, because I don't want that. Go to course settings and go to rough settings. And you get the width there. Put that down to 0. Right, that's what we want. Actually forgot about that. So there we go. So now this is going to work. So let's go back again, create and add, create surface. Now we want to create a patch of rough. So let's get a square tool again. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go slightly to here. We can actually, in fact, we could use the measurement tool. So let's go to 10. See at the top there, it says, at the very top middle, it says yards to tee, and it says 10. We're going to lay this down at 10 and try and keep it in the middle. Right, let's lay that down. This is going to give us a patch of light rough. So let's go back again, back, and let's select fairway. Again, we're going to keep the same size of tool, and let's move this to, where do you want to go? Let's go to 14. And let's drop that down. Now that's going to give us a patch of fairway on top of that. Right, let's go back again, back, and let's select a bunker. Brush. Keep the same brush size tool. Again, we're going to go back to probably 18 this time. Punch that in. And there we go. Now, it's going to give you something like this. So basically, what we've got here is a 30-yard pin position. We've got the tee box, which we could tee off of. Then we've got a patch of rough, patch of light rough, a patch of fairway, and a bunker to practice chipping to this green. So you probably see what I'm going to be doing here. So let's go and we build the next hole. So we go back, create and add, create holes. So let's go to the next tee box. Let's zoom in here. Let's get this nice and precise. Right, let's select this. This one's going to be a 60-yard hole. So I actually want to keep this straight. I've been kind of trying to get that as straight as possible. It's quite hard to do, if I'm honest. In fact, to be honest, you're probably never really going to get it straight. So I'm going to go 60. Let's go 30, build a midpoint here. Take this out to 60. So there we go. There's another green. Then we're going to come back in here. You can actually see there that that's not straight. Those pin positions, they're not really straight. But that's you could spend a lot of time trying to get that perfect, and it's never going to happen. So we've got the same brush tool. So where did we go? Did we go to, was it 10 we went? So let's lay down. Let's lay down light rough. Again, we keep the same numbers because it just makes it look a little bit better. So we're going to select fairway, and that brush tool is going to be the same size, so that's quite important. Just keep that the same. So we want to go to 14. Drop that in. So there's the patch of fairway. Let's go back. Oh, I went back too far. Now let's select, because we don't need green. So we'll select the brush tool and we go to 18 and then drop that in. So you can actually see exactly what we're doing here. We're just creating like a, what was it? Is it swatches they call it? Or a swab? I'm trying to think those little patches. You know, you get into like maybe if you're getting a carpet and they've got these little sort of blanks and these squares and you flick through it. This is basically what we're doing. We're putting down patches. And this is different terrains you can hit from. So we're going to build it. We're going to construct the holes first. So again, let's go back, create an add, and we're going to create the third chip hole. Now I'm going to get down here. I'm quite happy with that. I mean, these don't have to be absolutely perfect. So this is going to be an 80. So let's go 40. Again, I'm not really worried about keeping this square anymore. So let's go 40 midpoint. You don't have to do 40. You can actually do this any distance you want. But I think half natural distance it's not a bad habit to get into. So let's go 80. Oh, 79. Let's maybe move this over a touch. Let's pop that there. Right, let's go back down here and let's build the little. It's no swabs. I'm trying to think of the name for that. So let's go rough, and we've got the brush tool there, and let's go again. We want to go to maybe 10, and basically these are going to give you shots to hit from, different textures to hit from. So let's go and create surface. I went back too far that time. Let's pick green, and let's go again to 14. Drop that in. Again, let's go back and select bunker. Oh. What is it, Nicole? You've had your breakfast. I bet you have not made his bed up. Yeah, I know, your bed's kind of semi-made. And let's drop the bunker in. So basically, we're getting into a routine here. So that's the pitch holes done. So let's go back to the main menu. Create and add, create holes. Now, that's the initial 3 holes done. As you can see, they're just, pitch, chip kind of distance. Maybe this one's more chip, but you could chip to this one as well, I suppose. But we're going to change this element. We're going to put a green in here, but we'll do that at the end. Because I think seeing the layout of the holes makes it easier. If it's a green, you don't see it as much. So this is now going to be the 14 custom hole lengths. So I'm going to start at 85 yards as my L wedge. Now, some people might have a slight difference here. So you can build it closer. I'm going to build just maybe separate this little portion a little bit. Give us a bit of space between the chip and pitch section. This is going to be getting to more full shots. So we're going to go 85 yards here. So we'll drop. Again, we'll probably just go 40 for this. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it should really be 40, 42.5, but oh my god, I'm struggling to get 40 here. What am I doing? There we go. Bring it over a little bit. Try and keep it straight. Oh, I've really messed that up, haven't I? Right, here we go, 40. Now we're going to go out to 85. So this is my L wedge distance, and that is carry distance. So there we go. And you see there, you actually get a different kind of green. It does random shapes. So again, what we're going to do is, I'm going to come back out, and we're going to put in create surface. Again, we're going to do the rough thing. Let's get this straight up here. Brush tool. Again, we're going to go to 10. So again, we're just keeping it on that line, keeping it the same. It's kind of, you want to keep it clinical. Did that go down? Yeah, it did. It's hard to actually see it there. Right, let's go back and let's create. Oh, I went back too far. Let's do the fairway. Brush tool. Yep. Let's go to 14 as the distance we go. I might be down a little bit there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you could get it millimetre perfect, but let's be honest, it's going to be quite hard to do. But if you get the concept, that's good enough. Right, and let's lay the bunker. Again, we go to 18. Let's lay that down. So basically from that, I could hit an 85 yard bunker shot, an 85 yard shot from the fairway, an 85 yard shot from a semi-rough, an 85 yard shot from the heavy rough, and an 85 yard shot from the tee. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm actually creating like scenarios that you can hit to. This tree could be problematic, but let's just persevere here. So let's go to create and add, create holes. So again, looking down here, this tree will disappear. So let's go back out. So this is going to be a 100 yard sand wedge hole. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to go to 50. 50. As you can see, they've actually come over a little bit. And actually just move that over a touch. Let's drop that in. So there we go. So that's the 100. So again, we're going to go down here. You can see that there's an actual process to this. So create surface. Again, we go to rough, go to a tool, and we go to 14. Keeping that in line with the T box. So we go to 10. There we go. Drop that in. Right, back again. Oh, I went back too far. I don't know why that goes back. Fairway, brush tool, and we go to 14. Drop that in. So this is going to be the ultimate practice area, and it's going to be an area that you'll come to, and it's just it's absolutely phenomenal, especially for practicing. It's just the best. Okay, you don't have the wind, you know, it's under, but then to be honest, and this is what I do with this kind of area, and that's why I call it a test range, because that's exactly what it is. It's actually good that you don't have any wind, because you can actually test pure distances of clubs, different types of shots. Because a punch shot is a shot I don't hit a lot, but I can come in here and I can do that. So here we go. Let's go back, back again, create an ad, create holes. So let's lay this one down. This is going to be the gap wedge that I've got. Now your club selections might be different, but don't forget you can change, because this is going to be like 14 holes. And if you change to player clubs, I can actually come back and readjust every single one of these holes, which is easy enough to do. In fact, when I build it, I'll actually show you. So, did I lay that down? Yeah, I did. So this is going to be a 115. So I'll probably take this to 60. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's try and see if I kind of... Let's try and get that better. There we go. I'm a little bit straighter there, guys. That's a lot better. So 115. There we go. Drop that in. And let's go down. Let's do our different patches of rough and salt. So let's go rough, brush, and as I say, it's always going to be that size. Once you get that initial size, the same size as your tee box, everything else should just, it will never change. It'll always be that last thing. Did that go in? Right, there we go, that's it. Back. Yeah, see, it does go back to that. So your first thing, once you go back and then go surfaces, it will stay. So let's go 14. You know the drill now. There we go. Yeah, just pop it there. And bunker. So it will stay in the menu there. That first time you go back, it doesn't. And then we go to 18. And that is the gap wedge. Done. There we go. Move along. Back, back, back. Create an ad. Create holes. This is going to be the... I might even just drop this in here. This is going to be the 130 pitching wedge. So we'll take this to... We'll take it to 70. Let's try and see. Let's try and get it lined up better. There we go. That's... So 130 yards. Drop it down there. Again, let's go back and put in the little patches here. Create surface, rough, brush tool, 10 yards, put it in. So what I might actually do is just do this video, and then I might do a little like tutorial type video of the stuff that you can do. What am I doing? Right, I need to go back, create surface, fairway. But this is the initial building of it, because this is going to take. It's not going to take that long to do, but it's. I could skip it, but I'd rather wait it out and do it absolute step by step. Right, let's do the brush tool. Again, we're going to go to 18. As you can see up there, yards to tee. That's the little box you need. And then just draw. You don't have to be absolutely perfect. It will give you really what you need. So, do you know what I'm going to do at this moment in time? I'm actually going to save this. Just go down and save it. Because I have been getting a lot of crashes of late, and I don't want to, you know, I'm 30 minutes into this video and I don't want to have to redo it. So let's continue. That's just saved it. Back again. Oh. Right, create an ad. Create holes. This is going to be probably the first. This is going to be the 9 iron, 142 yards. I hit my 9 iron. Let's get down here. Let's get in there close. Let's zoom out a touch. 142 yards, so we're probably going to put this. I actually could go to 100. 142. Bring it back. That's pretty much aligned. So there you go. Drop that in. That's the 9 iron. Test range. Right, back in here. Let's do the elements to it. Create surface. But let's go back. Create an ad. Create surfaces. This might give us a better. When we go back, we might go back to that menu. That's probably the best way to do it. This cat's going nuts. So 10. Drop in the. Maybe go up a touch. Yeah, go a bit. Yeah. There we go. Back. Yep, see it stays in it. You could do it that way. Fairway. Nikon, what are you doing? You're going absolutely nuts here. Oh, went back too far. Bunker. Brush. 18. Maybe just line up a little bit there. There we go. Drop that in. Next call for me is an 8 iron. And as I say again, you can change these at any time. If you change your club set, you can come back. You can tweak this. So back, create ad, create holes. Let's drop it in there. You could actually make these precise between each tee box, but it's not the be all and end all. So this is 155 yards from an 8 iron. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Drop this. Do you know what? I'm not even actually going to get precise anymore with this. I'm just going to drop it up. So 155. Drop it in there. So again, let's go in. So I'm going to go back to create an ad because that creates a better menu. It doesn't. It saves you a little bit of time. Brush tool. Again, let's go to 10. Keep it in line. Back. Fairway. Brush tool. 14, drop that in. Back again, bunker, brush tool, 18, drop it in. Okay, back again, create an add, create a hole, and this is going to be the 7 iron, which is 168 yards. You're an absolute nut job, boy. Yeah. This cat, he just does these kind of crazy things. Yeah, you're crazy, Nicolin. Oh, I tell you, man, pets really do make you laugh. He sees the shadows of the cars going by, and there's like a reflection. That's him on top of the door. Oh dear. Right, create an ad. Again, this is going to get a little. It could get monotonous, but it's just once you start laying it down, it becomes a kind of procedure. If I give me a drink of water here. Right, back again. Fairway, brush, 14. I'll probably start doing this in my sleep. But I'm doing it step by step so that people that maybe don't use Course Editor are not like scared and say, "Oh, I can't do this." It really is easy, and this is a step by step tutorial. So let's go 18. Lay the bunker down. So here we go again. Create holes. We have to zoom in a little bit here with this tree. Create an ad. Create holes. So this one is going to be the 6 iron, 179 yards. I'll maybe drop this here. We don't really need to be. So there's 179 yards. Now the thing with this that there's actually going to be quite a cool element to this at the end, and I'm going to show you, and it's quite interesting actually when you see it. So let's go back to the menu. Oh, back again. Create an ad. Create surface. But when it's done, I'll show you. It's actually it is actually worth seeing at the end. Right, create this. I'm going to zoom out just a touch. Back, fairway, brush, 14, lay it down. Back again, bunker, select, 18, drop. Go. Back, create ad, create holes. This is going to be the 192, I believe, the 5 iron. Is it the 5 iron? Let's create. So 5 iron is 192 yards. So I'm just going to drop this. I'm actually not really putting that to a number now, I'm just putting it roughly where I think it needs to be. 5 iron, 192 yards. Bang, there you go. Drop that in. Same idea, we come back down here, zoom in, back, create a surface. Create an add, create surface, rough, brush, 10. And I've said this before, that the driving range is good. It's a good setup. The chipping area and the practice putting green are okay, but you're kind of limited to green speed, especially on the putting. The chipping, you're kind of limited to what kind of stuff you can do. Okay, you can go and create your own. You can drop the ball pretty much anywhere you want, which you can do, but you can do the same in this. This is just a better system. So let's go back. Oh, I'm actually oh, that's better. My thumb's starting to tingle because I was kind of leaning a bit funny. Right, bunk it. Okay, we go to 18, drop that in. So that's a 5 iron. Now, this is where I've got a change, and it might be different to a lot of people. My next club I've got is a 4 hybrid. Now, the 4 hybrid goes 210 yards. So, add, create holes. Again, let's zoom right in, get this right on this line. There we go, zoom out a bit. Right, 210 yards this goes. Yeah, that's square. 210. Oh, 220. 210. Now, again, we're actually going to put all these little details here because it's interesting to see how far this shot would go. Right, let's add. Let's add in. What am I doing here? I've been doing it that much, I'm actually semi-forgetting what I need to put in. So let's go 10. Back again. Didn't do that trick, but it doesn't really matter too much. Brush tool, fairway. 14. Back, bunker, brush. 18, drop that in. There we go. Right, on to the next hole. So the next hole is going to be a 4 hybrid. That's what I hit. As I say again, you can customise this. This is not set in stone. I could change this up in a heartbeat. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm actually thinking of maybe doing a different sort of style to a certain extent. That's straight. Maybe changing it up just a touch. But I'll do that and I'll explain what I'm doing when I do it. So this is going to be 232 yards for my 2 hybrid. I'll lay that down there. Next up is 3 wood. Now 3 wood is probably, well, we need to do these elements. The 3 wood's probably a club that everybody can have. You can actually have a 2 wood, which is good off the tee, but hitting off the fairway it's difficult. It's it's a very hard club to hit off the fairway. I actually thought about doing it to get that little bit extra yardage, especially on a par 5, but it's a very tough club to hit. Very tough. And it's almost to the point where it's almost kind of impossible to hit. Especially on like maybe tour clubs. If you're on maybe like standard clubs, you could maybe do it, but then you don't have the length, so it kind of defeats the purpose. So here we go, 14, drop that in. Bunker, and that's going to be 18, drop it in. So next hole, as I say, is the 3 wood, 255 yards for 2 clubs. Create an ad, create holes. So let's drop this in here, let's get in close, get it right on that line. There we go, zoom back out. I'd like to see where the other hole is. Drop that bit there. 255 yards. There you go. Bing bang bongo. Bingo bango bongo. Old Tiger Woods, remember that? Right, let's go and create surface. I'll go back to the main menu because it does mean that we get that easier transition. And as I say, you've got to layer your stuff up. But I'm going to do a tutorial on course building. But I'm not going to build a course. What I'm going to do is just lay down a hole and do a step by step. And it'll be kind of ad lib as we go, but the principle of it will be good. And for people that maybe don't know how to do it, that'll probably be quite a good video. So I'll probably do that at some point over the weekend, perhaps. Let's pop the fairway in here. Back again, bunker. 18. There you go, pop that in. So that is the 3 wood hole. So the next hole is going to be the driver. Now you probably say to yourself, why make a hole that's, you know, that's a driver? But at the end of the day, I mean, this is a practice area, but I like to call it a test range, because basically what you're doing is you're creating a hole that you can actually hit a driver and see how far it goes, see the circumstances. I don't know, it just gives you a target as well. So this is going to be 279 carry, and these pin locations are all carry distances. I went a bit skew with there. No, not too bad actually. So let's drop that there. 279. Drop that in. Now, I'm going to put, probably you would never use bunker shots, but you would probably use hit from the rough, but probably not in this hole. But I'm just going to do it because it keeps it it keeps it kind of, nope, wrong one. Create back again. I'm going to do it from the beginning. Create surface rough. Drop that in at 10. So we're up to 48 minutes. Did that go in? Press it again just to make sure. Right, back, fairway, brush, 14. Drop that in. Back, bunker, brush, tool, 18. I can't really see. Drop it in. So that's the 14 club distance layout done. Let's zoom out. Okay, so this should be hole 17 that we're going to make. Now, hole 17 is just going to be a custom hole. Back again, I need the actual create holes. So let's drop this one in here, and this one is just going to be basic. I'm not going to put any patches or rough, fairway and bunker at the side of this one. And this one is just going to be, it's just going to be a hole. So I'm going to drop this initial part here at the, probably actually put it at 279, and then we're just going to go out and we're just going to make it 550 yards. And that should be, if I get back down to the number, hole 17. If I missed a club out, 14, 15, 16. Oh, don't tell me, please don't, if I missed, no. If I missed, if I missed something, I don't. Right. Something tells me that I've missed something, but I don't think I have. Oh. Let's see. Let's get this side tool here. Hole 4 test range. Why can I not select that? That's not coming up. Right. I think I've done this right, but I should have 18 holes. Have I missed a club? That 1687 I doesn't feel familiar. Okay, let's come out of that. Let's get rid of this here. Right, I'm going to do a quick check here because I feel as if I've missed something, but right, that's my pitch. That's my pitch holes there. 80, right? 85. 100. This should be 115, which it is. That one should be 130, which it is. That there should be 142. Next one's 155. It's 155. That's 168. 179. 192. 210. 255. Driver. Keyword. Driver. Custom hole. Maybe I've just missed 14, 15, 16, 17. Custom. I don't know. Right. I really don't know. That's kind of weird. I thought maybe my calculations are wrong. So let's make another hole here. Again, we're just going to put it out here. In fact, let's just put this hole out here. Let's just go driving distance and then just go 500. Because that might be like a driving type hole scenario thing. I don't know. Right, so basically we've actually laid down all these holes, and this is actually the good part. If you zoom out and you look at your selection, you can actually see the clubs that you've got, and you can actually get a good angle. And this is where you can actually see if your club selection's pretty decent. You can actually see the progression in yards. So there's like lob wedge, sand wedge, gap wedge, pitching wedge, 9 iron, 8, 7, 6, 5, hybrid 4, hybrid 2, 3 wood, driver. I feel as if I've missed something. I'm getting paranoid here. There's something that's telling me that I don't know. See, that's. Can we bring up? Let's bring up this. Yeah, hole 13, 14, 15, 16. Right. Anyway, but that's quite a cool thing. You can actually, as I said, it's like a graph. And you can actually see now. Just say, for instance, let's go to. I'm just checking these again. I feel as if I just thought that I was calculating right, but I'm not. Now, just say for instance, I take now this is a 4 hybrid I've got. In fact, first thing we do that we've not completed it. I'm going to save it anyway, just because we've got the initial layout. Right, because what we're going to do now is, and this is a bit that I was thinking about how I was going to do it. If we go to create surface in green, we go to the brush tool, and now we're going to go to this one, and this is where it's going to get a little bit. Initially, what I was going to do, I was going to create a green, and I was going to just do it from here. It's actually hard. I'll maybe go smaller. I was actually going to create a green just in front of my tee boxes, but what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to actually angle it a little bit here. Now this might take a couple of goes because this could get quite tricky. What I'm going to try and do here is I need to see where this lays down. I need to see my edge. Right, so it's right. So I'm going to press the square button, which is going to take that away because I need to see where my green line is, and it's halfway in between this zone. So let's lay that down. Right, you can see there I need to come back a touch. So let's just bring it back a little bit. Oh, press X. Like that. Okay. In fact, you know what? There's actually right. Scrap that. Scrap that idea. Let's go back. There's actually probably an easier way to do this. Right. Let's just select this. But let's actually edit it. So if you press the triangle button, it will bring up what's basically called a custom advanced edit. So what we really want to do here is rescale this. So we just press the left and right button, and we're going to rescale this. We're going to make it a bit more manageable. And then scale the Z, which is just this portion. Bring that back a touch. Right, this is better. I'll drop that in there. Right, this is going to take a little bit to get right because sometimes these blue lines, it's not definitive, if you know what I mean. So I think something like that is going to be better. Is that going to be covering the end holes? Oh. So you just move up and down, scale X, scale Z, and rotate. So we can fine tune all of this. So let's just bring this down a touch. Okay, I'm thinking roughly about there. Okay, let's rotate it just a touch. Get the angle a little bit better. That could be golden there. So I'm just trying to line this up roughly. I want to get it pretty perfect. So you can see there that it might take a little bit of sort of jiggly pokery, but you will get there. I would say that's almost perfect. Edit hole so I can view it. Now that is probably perfect. So that's what you should have at the end. So what I'm actually thinking of doing here is, I never really built 17, did I? So let's move. No, that's not going to work. Now, what I might actually do here, guys, is I might end up deleting the 17th hole here, because the 17th hole is just a practice test hole. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this hole. Can I actually delete the entire hole? T-box. Delete hole. That's right. Let's just delete that, because when I built that green, I don't want. What the hell has just happened there? Oh, right. To be honest, right. Let's just. That's kind of went a bit weird. I don't know why that's done that. That's kind of okay. Now let's move this hole along and out of the way. Right, so let's because I don't want it to interfere, to be honest, with that tee box. So let's move it out here a little bit. Because what I'm going to create now, this is going to be a long video, but watch it in stages, build it up. It probably could take you a lot. Well, you could maybe do it a lot quicker. So this here is actually going to be like a driving range, and what I want this hole to be is like a test tee, and you can see how far different shots carry and roll out on different fairways. So we're actually going to create surface. We're going to create a fairway brush. Again, we'll pick this big square. Let's resize it a little bit. Now, I'm actually going to do the same thing. Press the triangle button. It's going to give you what's called Advanced Edit, and that basically just gives you what we had with the green. Because it's a little bit easier to get it more precise. As I say, the green you'll need to fiddle about with it, but you should get it roughly the way I've got it. So here we go, we're going to scale this up. In fact, let's move it up a bit. Oh, I always pressed that wrong button. It's the side arrows that you need to get left and right. So let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, I always do it. I always get the wrong one. So basically we're just going to make a big fairway. So let's move this up a little bit. Maybe bring it back a touch so I can see, like there's the end. So roughly that's going to be about it. Let's rotate it just a touch. I don't think it's straight. Okay, I would say that's about it. So there we go. That's just one big lump of fairway basically. So let I get back here. So basically what we've got, that's going to be like just like our driving range. As you can see, they're just a massive bit. We can test. We do have a green there. We can keep that green. We can move that green if we want. And hole 18, which I'm going to make here, this is going to be our custom hole that we can make anything we want. And we're going to drop that out here. Tee down. We'll initially make it like a dog leg. And I'll make it 580. And what I'm going to do with this hole here is hold settings. I can actually change individual holes. You can't actually change. Rough. That's quite annoying. I thought you could change. I'm actually finding out stuff on this that I thought I could do, but I can't. Right, we'll leave that as is, because that's going to be a custom hole. But I'll probably do a tutorial on that, how to kind of utilise this element. I thought I could actually create like an individual element, but you can't. You can change the rough settings for this hole. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of annoying, if I'm honest. We'll put the rough in, because that might change something up, I don't know. Let's go to 15. 15.2 is probably a good target. Heavy enough width, texture, right. Yeah, I thought I could drop that in, but that's kind of weird, I'm not going to lie. But we'll leave that at the moment as it is. As I say, I'll get back to that. That'll probably be another episode. So let's do a little overview of what we've created here. We've basically got an area that we can, like the first hole here, 30 yard, we can hit a tee shot, we can hit from the heavy rough, either here or here. Then we can hit a light rough shot, a fairway shot, and a bunker shot to this green, because that's going to give us a yardage to that hole, which is really what you want. And then we've got a 60 yard hole here. Whoa! No, sorry. Yeah, right, sorry. That's a 60 yard shot. We've got an 80 yard shot. And then we start to come into our actual club distances. We've got, in fact, right, I'll probably keep explaining because I don't want this to crash. These are all your club selections right through the bag, all the way up. So we can hit a tee shot and hit to, and kind of find out, we can hit to a pin, we can put bunkers in it. I mean, you can actually customise this to your heart's content. You could put fairway in here, but this is your fairway test range here for testing clubs, and this is your customised hole. So, you know, this is just really for hitting to certain yardages, and each one of these greens you can make that you can putt to. I mean, you could putt all the way down. You could put stuff in, but basically, it's just a club test range. So that's probably going to end this video. So what I'm going to do now is, and this is quite an important thing, because what you want to do now is hit options, save and exit, and press confirm. Now what that's going to do is it's going to put you back to your course editor screen, home screen. Now we've actually just made our better driving range, and that's the tutorial on how to make it. It's quite long. I changed it up at the end there. I changed the style that I was going to do the putting green. I'm actually a lot happier with the way it is, and that is going to complete this video. So, and I'll show you how to kind of use it in the next video, because this video could go on for hours. So once again, guys and girls, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you actually go and build it. It's easy enough to make. It does take a little bit of time, but the principle of it is easy enough. And you actually could make just like a couple of holes and customize it. But laying it all out and having the ability to go to certain holes, I think is a little bit easier. But I hope you enjoyed that video. I will make another video on how to use this, so watch out for that. I'll be up probably just after this. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you for more videos coming up soon. Thanks for watching, guys and girls. See you later. Bye.